do Bitcoin. Hey, we're streaming live, we're streaming live, we're streaming live. Welcome everybody to the chat. How's everyone doing today? Today we are going to be talking all kinds of fun stuff. Bitcoin, of course, and so much more. Let's get the chat box up here for you guys real quick. Welcome everybody to the chat. So much going on in the past couple of days. Hard to deal with, hard to keep up with all the things that have been going on. Michael, Dave, Steph, how's it going, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the party. Wow, Bitcoin Cash. What a journey, huh? I don't think I've ever seen just the money that went into Bitcoin Cash yesterday. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's get that chat going here for you guys. Have you sold off your Bitcoins? No way, man. Have you sold off your Bitcoins? What kind of question is that? That's craziness. Selling off your Bitcoin. No. Pump and dump. Brinks Mining. How's it going, man? Mr. Harry Balsani. What's up, man? Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, guys. Without a doubt. There we go. Let's get this chat box thrown in here real quick. My phone died at the peak of the pump. Oh no, Disco Dan, no. Oh. This was one of the biggest pumps in history, volume-wise. I mean, $20 billion were lost in the space of 10-20 minutes. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. To see that kind of money just lost nearly instantaneously. I mean, we went from here at a peak, $41 billion. That took a little bit of a dive. Everything was going fine. Oh, we're taking a little bit of retracement. That's fine. Everything's cool. Oh my God. And just like that, it's amazing. From 739 to 829, within the space of 50 minutes, we dropped about $18 billion. Wow. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Ian Brown asks, should I spend all my Bitcoin on Genesis mining contracts to get more in the long run? I believe in Bitcoin for the long term, so I don't care if I can't sell them. Ian, I wouldn't suggest spending all your Bitcoin on Genesis mining contracts. I like Genesis mining. You guys know I'm a supporter. But don't spend all your Bitcoin. You've already got the Bitcoin. Spend some of it if you want. But definitely don't spend it all. Take some, hold it. You just never know what's going to happen. Mining is risky. There is always the chance that things might not work out. The difficulty might go up way too quick. Hedge your bets, man. Don't put it all in one place. Keep some of that money. If crypto was the Game of Thrones, Roger Ver would be Littlefinger. What's that make Charlie Lee? Is Charlie Lee Jon Snow then? Oh, that's great. That's great. Can I be Can I be Jamie? Can I be Jamie Lannister? That'd be fun. Okay, now continuing on the theme of Bitcoin Cash, guys. Of course, we're still seeing huge volume out of Korea. That volume has not gone down as much as you might expect it to. But oh my God. Think about how much money BitThumb and Bitfinex have made in the past 24 hours. I remember yesterday, BitThumb's 24-hour volume was like 4 or 5 billion. It was crazy. Deb, I enjoyed your video with the Indonesian lady. Very interesting to hear what's happening in the world. Thanks, Deb. It was interesting. I'm glad she had the time to sit down and talk to me. Matt says, Lark, heard rumors that Cryptopia are evaporating accounts. Any news on that? I have not heard anything about that. I've tried reaching out to Cryptopia before, saying, hey, I'm a New Zealand-based blogger. You guys are a New Zealand-based crypto exchange. Let's hook up. Crickets. Absolutely nothing back from them. That's not so surprising with exchanges, but that is what happened indeed. Cole, I think Korean volume is Chinese volume in disguise. Julio in the house. How's it going? Matt Parr, could you shout out to my fiance? Tiffany and Angelina, what is up? Welcome to the chat. I hope that your dad is getting you some Bitcoin. He'll put you through college that way. Okay, continuing. Now, this is interesting. Someone shared this in the comment section earlier, and I thought it was fascinating. This is the hashing rate. So 7 days ago, the hashing rate 77% for Bitcoin Core, 22% for Bitcoin. Of course, you can see it change over the days. Yesterday, of course, 53% remained on Bitcoin and 47% over to Bitcoin Cash. That was almost a 50-50 split. This is some of the reasons why we had huge problems, guys. Ulman Arietta, man, big earthquake a moment ago, sad face. Oh man, Ulman, where are you at? Where are you at? We had a big earthquake here. Well, not a big earthquake, but an earthquake big enough here last night in New Zealand, actually. And I was with a client at the time, and it's like the room started shaking, like, oh, it's an earthquake. Everything's fine. They're scary, though. Oh. But I want to point out the final thought here with the hash rate on Bitcoin Cash. Look what's happened today. So today we had the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. I'm not sure if that has happened. I'm pretty sure it has happened by the point now. I was looking a few hours ago. I think it's happened by now. By the time certainly most of you listen to this, it will have happened. 90% of the hash rate power has gone back over to Bitcoin. Obviously. Oh, Costa Rica. Costa Rica had an earthquake today. Hope you're okay over there, man. Obviously, the miners are going to go where the money is. And that's what happened with Bitcoin Cash. There was a point where mining Bitcoin Cash, you had blocks coming every 30 seconds, every minute. You know, at a 30-second block rate, and the blocks being worth $10,000, $15,000 a block, $20,000 a block, $30,000 a block. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar the miners were all over that. It was crazy. And then it switched back, just like that. I think we might see this kind of situation very much happening again. Mike Jones says, and what happened to Littlefinger? That's true. That's true. Now, this is a quote from Charlie Lee. Bitcoin pump in the past few days, super impressive. I should have kept my Bitcoin Cash. I still don't think Bitcoin Cash can compete with Bitcoin long term, but markets can stay irrational for a long time. I'm glad there's a blockchain for big blockers, though, hopefully resulting in less drama. This is an interesting idea. And Andreas Antonopoulos said, why does it have to be a zero-sums game? And I just couldn't agree more. And look, there's so many conspiracy theories going around with Bitcoin Cash right now. And yeah, it was obviously a manipulation. Obviously, Roger Ver has been in Korea a lot over the past sort of month or two. We think he hasn't been meeting with the exchanges. We think they haven't been arranging this kind of stuff. Part of that was natural growth. Part of it was people getting excited. Part of it was, you know, salespeople from these exchanges, probably on the phones in Korea, calling people. But there was definitely a certain amount of artificialness here. But that being said, that's fine. Bitcoin Cash can be out there doing its thing too. I'm not anti-Bitcoin Cash, and I know I made a Bitcoin Cash video yesterday, and I've had people tell me, Lark, you weren't hard enough on Bitcoin Cash, unsubscribed. Oh, okay, fair enough. But you got to be fair to all the people out there who also are big supporters of Bitcoin Cash, and I'm not a giant Bitcoin Cash supporter. I prefer Bitcoin Core. I believe in Bitcoin Core. But you can't discount all these people who are believing in these things. I see a lot of people out there, they understand some of the arguments behind it. They understand that Bitcoin Cash is solving some problems. Now, the real question, I guess, becomes, will Bitcoin Cash become the Bitcoin? I don't think so. You know, dollars haven't become gold, for example. We might actually see Bitcoin Cash just stay super high value for basically ever. That could happen, or it could disappear. But I don't think so. I think there are enough people making enough money on it that Bitcoin Cash is going to be here for quite a while. And until the scaling solutions come in for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash is going to remain relevant. Now, that's not to say that Litecoin is not relevant. I love me some Litecoin. Speaking of Charlie, I love you, Charlie. But you have to keep it real. A lot of money, a lot of hashing power, a lot of financial interests are involved in keeping Bitcoin Cash alive. It's not going anywhere. Neo Gold, WTF indeed. Oh, what is some of the stuff that comes out? I tell you. Now this was an interesting little insight as well. Bitcoin block number 494045. Total transaction fees were 13.4 Bitcoin compared to the 12.5 Bitcoin that was actually mined from that block. Crazy town. Crazy town. Good morning from Myanmar. Good morning from New Zealand. Oh, good afternoon from New Zealand, actually. What is a source of where to find out what the Bitcoin Core dev team plans to address the scaling issues? Says Michael. Those are good questions, Michael. I don't remember the exact specifics of it, but, you know, try and find who the devs are and actually follow them along. But I've seen a lot of articles that are talking about they are already working on these scaling solutions. Obviously, Lightning is one possible scaling solution, but that brings us right back to the beginning of the whole argument in the first place. There are certain people that say that SegWit and Lightning are a betrayal of the vision, and that is where Bitcoin Cash comes in. They say, well, that's a betrayal, but Bitcoin Cash is the true Bitcoin vision. Obviously, Lightning will make Bitcoin radically different in the sense that, yeah, transaction fees should come down massively. They're also working on other scaling solutions within the 1 megabyte block in order to make it even more efficient. Now, over time, will that be enough? It's hard to say. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But currently, it would be enough. We are expanding exponentially, though. So something to keep in mind. Can you please shave the dirty Sanchez, referring to my mustache? Ides of March. Everyone hating on that mustache, man. Hating on the mustache. I love that mustache. How long have I had this mustache now for? Probably about... I think I stopped shaving in June. Does that sound right? That sounds about right. Maybe May. Haven't shaved since then. Stash is here to stay for a bit, though. It will come off one day. You can't keep the same look forever. It's fun having facial hair, just, you know. Hey, I'm a new man. It's fantastic. But, the stash is here to stay for a bit, guys. Okay, moving on to the next bit. This was a post about the coming Bitcoin Cash difficulty adjustment. And again, that refers back to what we did actually see happening with that massive shift in hash rate power. This is an article, of course, to answer, I think, Michael's question earlier, to an extent. Lightning has to happen soon. The sooner, the better. Over on Exodus, you might have noticed, actually, if you wanted to exchange back and forth between Bitcoin and other coins, they actually disabled that. Now, it's not the first time they've done such things. Really, this is what we're seeing now is like turbulence in an airplane with Bitcoin. It doesn't crash the plane. That's not what turbulence does. But you have to put your seatbelts on and, you know, kind of strap in for the ride because it can be a bit bumpy sometimes when it comes down to it. Now, Bitcoin Cash guys have put out an official statement. Dear friends, colleagues, and citizens of the internet, they go on to talk about what they're hoping to get out of Bitcoin Cash, what they see as the future. Everybody is free to take any initiative for the Bitcoin Cash project, trying to really propose it as a, hey, crypto numbnuts, what's up, man? Really trying to propose it as, you know, this free open source thing. Look, there is just so many pros and cons with both these things here. You got two communities who are incredibly divided, and us, the regular users here, we don't really get a big influence on it, unfortunately. Michael, buy a 14 terahash contract at Genesis for $1,700, or buy and host an actual 14 terahash miner on Gigawatt for $3,500. Well, I suppose if you have the miner, you do have your own options. The one thing that's frustrating with companies like Genesis Mining, for example, imagine yesterday you could have been mining Bitcoin Cash and probably had a very profitable day if you had been in control of your miner. Something to keep in mind. But at the price point, though, you really see Genesis Mining does really have a winning price point, but you're not in control of your mining facilities. I would do home mining and Genesis Mining, but personally, I don't have the right setup at my home to do home mining. Not big enough space. Miners are super loud. Wish I could. I'd do both. If you were hodling $4,000 in gold bars, would you trade them for Bitcoin or hodl the gold, says DJ Need a Boogie. I would definitely trade them for Bitcoin. 110%. Especially for my lifestyle. I move around a lot. I travel a lot. Gold bars. What am I going to do with those? Drag them around with me? Nah. Digital money. It's amazing. Now, I'm not to bash on gold, but gold hasn't really seen any of the action in the past few years that it saw previously. I remember when I first started looking back at gold. I've been interested in these things for a long time, but I remember back when I first looked at gold, it was $150, $200 an ounce or something like that. It's up to $3,000 an ounce or something like that at the moment. So that being said, it saw most of its growth. The exponential growth isn't there anymore. You look at Bitcoin, for example. What's the growth with Bitcoin, Ben? Wowzers. Certainly not what gold did. Even when gold was at its height of growth, Bitcoin has been outpacing it, especially this year. Heck of a guy says the only reason Bitcoin Cash wants to become the Bitcoin is because if it doesn't, it's just another altcoin. Heck of a guy. Interesting point, and I want to expand on that actually a little bit, because you guys know I think that words are important. And if we think about saying, well, it's just another altcoin, well, okay, it's not Bitcoin, but I feel like just throwing just another altcoin, even the word cryptocurrency to an extent, some of these should just start being referred to as currencies. Why is Litecoin and Dash and Bitcoin not just currency now? Perhaps a different conversation, but obviously the name Bitcoin is worth probably $1 trillion for name recognition alone. That being said, Bitcoin Cash has half the name, Bitcoin and then Cash. People like Cash. But look, all these altcoins, we're so quick to discount them. I know there's a lot of people just throw around the word shitcoin for anything that is not Bitcoin. And I just don't think that's right. There are so many amazing projects out there with amazing teams and serious people who are doing really great things. Cutting all those projects short. Okay, let's move on, have a little look around the market and see what has been going on. Big movements all around the show. Obviously, Bitcoin Cash was gigantic, and I would not discount. Michael says Bitcoin Dark also has half the name, but fewer people are interested in it. Yeah, it's true. But Bitcoin Dark doesn't have any potential to be such a threat to Bitcoin. But that being said, Bitcoin Cash can be like, Litecoin Super. Can we rename Bitcoin Cash? Litecoin Super. I feel bad for Litecoin in that situation. Litecoin Core forever. Okay, no, seriously. Is there a potential for a second rally with Bitcoin Cash? Or is that it? You have to remember with Bitcoin Cash that only recently it was down at much lower price, about $300-400 per Bcash. Farong Talk, how's it going? The growth that it's seen has been massive. I think there will be a second rally at some point. I don't think that the Bcash people are done by any means. It's a trap! It's a trap. Crypto Rose says Bitcoin Cash is a trap. Well, they're certainly sucking up a lot of Bitcoin with Bitcoin Cash. But yeah, I do keep an eye out for the rally, guys. I don't know. I mean, are we going to see much downward movement in Bitcoin Cash before we see that next run up? Possible. Very possible. Crypto G Slice asks, which one is more profitable long term, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash when it comes to mining? Personal opinion, Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash does have a lot of long-term potential if enough people jump ship and stay jumped. Bitcoin.com's actually got to stick to the word and only mine Bitcoin Cash. Via BTC has actually got to just mine Bitcoin Cash. If you have enough network, Bitcoin Cash will be around and it will, keep going. That's for sure. Derek C, thank you for the contribution. Tell me good news about 10x. The bags are getting heavy. No good news about 10x yet. It's a crazy situation with all these cards. Basically, all the cards are having issues, not getting, their payment providers are backing out and different things like this. It's a long bag hold on 10x, unfortunately. But I really do think that they still have a lot of forward potential. But it's hard. It's hard holding those bags sometimes when a project you really like goes down. Michael Wiener brought up metal. I was just about to mention it, actually. I bought some metal the other day, and then what happens the next day? It crashes massively, and then it continues to crash massively. I don't worry about it too much, but the only thing that I regret is that I didn't wait a day so I could have bought more. But that's the crypto space. Sometimes the market is so irrational it's not even funny. Metal. Good news comes out. Crash. What are you going to do? With 10x, not a lot of news has been happening. In fact, the news that has been happening hasn't been super positive. The cards are really slow coming out. Obviously, they're trying to make sure that they're trying to keep it right, to make sure everyone gets their cards in a proper way and that everything works, but it's frustratingly slow. The other crypto card companies have such massive buy-ins. It's crazy. Monaco card, for example, requires quite a big buy. Now, it's just you're tying up your money. You do get that back after 6 months in Monaco tokens, but still. Nevertheless, altcoin news without the bull. Over here loading the bag on metal. Omise Go, Bitcoins. Oh yeah, I just backed up the truck on Bitcoins today. Wish I'd got it when it was a little bit lower, but you get your money when you get your money. But metal, damn, it's looking at a good price. Really tempted to go buy a bunch more of that as well. I bought Bitcoin Cash a few days ago and did pretty good last night. Well done to you, my friend. Well done to you, Crypto Numbnuts. That's the thing. A lot of people made a lot of money on that Bitcoin Cash run, especially if you got out and you weren't holding the bags at the wrong time. Jonathan Thomas loaded the Komodo bags too. Yeah, Komodo's down as well. I can't believe what happened with the Monet's ICO the other day. That's rough. If you guys didn't hear this, the Monet's ICO has been postponed. That was supposed to be the first decentralized ICO coming out on the Komodo platform. It was pushed back. Unfortunately, the Komodo guys couldn't get it together in time. So there you go. At the end of the day, people need to realize there is a high degree of risk with this sort of investing. Not going to make money all the time, says Adrian. Amen, Adrian. Amen. That is why you diversify your portfolios, guys. Diversify your portfolios. And look for dips. Look for dips. We got a pretty decent dip on at the moment. They're still on track. Just a few bugs. Everyone is yelling scam. Yeah, this is the thing, Disco Dan. So this is like the first thing that people yell anytime something, my cryptocurrency went down by 5% today. There was a problem with their wallet, or I'm experiencing some kind of difficulties, etc., etc., etc. It must be a scam. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. All these things that are obviously not scams are just companies that are having problems. They go up, they go down. This happens. Never invest in a company that you don't believe in the fundamentals of. That's why I'm happy investing in Bitcoins. I'm happy investing in Power. I'm happy investing in Metal, in Omise Go. They're all amazing projects. Okay, big winners as well in the past couple of days. Dash up 70%. That's amazing. Well, it's okay, 65.95%. Let's be specific here. Wow. Huge. Monero up. Huge. Privacy coins, both of them, of course. Dash is not normally privacy, but it's privacy enabled. That is amazing growth. I've always said Dash is going to be at $1,000 by, not this time next year. About 2 months ago, I was saying, hey, watch out, Dash is going to be $1,000 this time next year. Handful of memes circulating around Neo, Bytem, and Nulls become the big three for China. Neo, guys. Neo, Neo, Neo. It's been stubbornly low for a while. Old Neo. Oh, those days when it was $50. Philippe Gregov. Bittrex needs Power Ledger. Not yet, Philip. Not yet. Go to Binance and buy more while it's still cheap. Then Bittrex can have it. All in times. All in its time. Poll. All in for which currency? Omise Go, Bitcoin, Substratum, Power Ledger, Neo, or Nav? Can't I have all of them, Crypto Coin Kiwi? I want all of them. In fact, I have all those coins. Actually, I don't have Substratum yet. But I'd like to add that one of these days. But, you know, only so many you can get at the right time. Ooh, nice, Cole. Diversified into Dash before the pump. Fantastic. Fantastic. Everyone needs Power Ledger. Neo. Yeah, keep accumulating that Neo, guys. It's criminally undervalued. And still, you know, this is the thing. We saw this big pump in it. It's kind of found its value now around this level. There's so much else going on. When it gets its time, it'll come back. Any thoughts on Icon, says Zolbu. I like Icon, and I can't wait for it to hit the markets. I still think it is only trading on the futures markets, if I'm correct. Ooh, 92 cents. I could be wrong there. I think Icon is only futures at the moment. Well, maybe not. Maybe it is actually trading over and hit BTC finally. It was futures, I think, last week. Litecoin and Ethereum are the stable ones over the last storms. Well, this is the thing about investing in top cryptocurrencies, guys. You actually look around. Ethereum, Dash, Litecoin, Monero, Neo, IOTA, even NEM to an extent, it's had some rough times recently. I don't know why, but it has been. These top cryptos, particular Litecoin, in particular Ethereum, have been very stable. Very, very stable as far as cryptocurrencies can be stable, whatever that means for cryptocurrencies. But they've been relatively stable, guys. So all pot coins are a waste, man, says Crypto Chronicus. Agreed. Agreed. Daniel Honea. Smash that like button. Yes. Smash that like button, guys. I always forget. I'll talk about that for a second, Crypto Chronicus, because let's have a look at Paragon. Let's see what's going on down here. Paragon down to 35 cents. I believe it was selling for $1 during the ICO. Oh, I think they just tried to raise way too much money. It's a tough one with these pot coins because they're trying to create a problem and then solve it. Whereas a company like MetalPay, for example, even though it's been being brutalized in the markets recently, actually solves these people's problems. The pot coins kind of don't really. And I think that's the problem with them. And yeah, you'll see some little pumps on them from time to time, for example, but I just don't think they have that long-term staying power to actually make it relevant when other platforms actually solve their problems. Deb, will you be talking about Modem soon? I haven't had a chance to look into Modem yet, but I do have to have a check on that. By the way, the winner from last week's poll was No Limit Coin. I've actually just finished doing my review on that just before the chat today, so I'll be posting that up a bit later in the afternoon. Dagger of Light, that's how most ICOs are. They drop 50 to 75% after release. It's brutal in the ICO market, guys. So many of them lose so much value straight after they get released onto the market. Everyone who got the bonuses and stuff just dumps, and down it goes. Some that have really broken that recently, projects like Omise Go, projects like PowerLedger's way up still on its ICO price. I think in the ICO it went for about almost 2 cents per PowerLedger. So massively up, even though it's taken a few hits in the market recently, still up huge. Crypto Brad says, unless it's a lending platform, I see. Yeah, look what happened to Regal Coin. It was like 20x growth or something. I'm just blown away. And Crypto Brad, you bring up a good point. Some of these coins that rocket up the way they do and aren't really bringing anything to the table. Breaks my heart sometimes, guys, seeing these fairly rubbish projects. I try and look at them as in a subjective level, things that aren't really going to last very long, do very much, go up massively, and others don't. But the good ones do. The really, really good ones do. Horizon State up 6 times since their ICO price. Fantastic. Man, I never got to review Horizon State. And Johnny Clearwater, he was chasing me about it. Lark, you got to review Horizon State. It's so interesting. And it was interesting. I didn't get a chance to review it, though. But you can't get to them all. Guys. Cash Coin. That's a good name for a coin. Hi, I'm mining using NiceHash. Profitability is really high. Let's check out the rest of that comment there. Mining right now with Equihash. It's about 5 times the normal payout. Wow. Great, Patty Man. Great. Hourglass. PowerLedger is the shit. Still have yet to get any. Get amongst it, man. Get amongst it. Still time. Still plenty of time. Okay, moving on. Next story here. 40 companies from China and the EU have applied to mine Bitcoin in Russia. I thought this was really interesting. Russia's got a lot of excess power, particularly in places that are hard to transfer that power across to. So these guys are going to come in and do some sweet, sweet Bitcoin mining. Oh, this is so what we need. Of course, obviously, if just Jihan Wu moves his operations across the border into Russia, it doesn't help the decentralization process. But if we actually have new companies coming in, big. We need this. We need decentralization. MGT's doing it in the U.S. A couple other companies in the U.S. are also working on it. The Future of Mining is working on it. 803 Mine, they're trying to get some mines going as well. Farong talk. It's cold in Russia too, mate. I was talking to Swasti from Bitcoin Indonesia today, and that was one of the things she said, like, Bitcoin mining, not cool to do in Indonesia because it's like 30 degrees every day. Whereas if you go somewhere cold, to Russia, to Kazakhstan, to Sweden, to Iceland, it's already cold. You don't need to worry about it. Up in the mountains somewhere, like Hydrominer is doing. They're up in the Austrian Alps, so it's already cooler. Cole, thinking about buying MGTI stock, only about $2 a share. A lot of growth potential. I saw a post from them the other day that they've bought a few thousand more Bitcoin miners. So they're doing good. MGTI. there, of course, is heavily involved with John McAfee mining Bitcoin. Hey, Crypto Lark, thanks for introducing me to the expansiveness of crypto. I asked for advice on Reddit how to spend Bitcoin, and everybody was an a-hole. Man, that sucks. And Rockface, thank you for the comment, but drives me crazy when other people are, attacking people or doing things like this, putting other people down, like, oh, you noob, get out of here. Everybody was new one time, guys. Everybody's got a million things to learn. This is one thing that, I learn all the time. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and I said, when Plato said, all that I know is that I know nothing, she's like, I think that was Socrates, actually. Like, it probably was. But the quote remains very, very relevant. All that I know is that I know nothing. The more I look into the crypto space, the crazier it is. New coins every day. Only so many hours in the day. Nobody knows everything. If anybody tells you to know everything about Bitcoin, they're lying. If anybody tells you to know everything about cryptocurrencies, they're lying. They're full of it. And so for people to come out and to be arrogant with other people, or to put other people down, or somebody going through the learning process and to say these things, terrible, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Can't get behind those kind of people at all, unfortunately. Skycoin in Antarctica. Gotta look into Skycoin. It's my next coin that I'm gonna be looking at, I think, guys. Will Genesis bring out Bitcoin Cash mining contracts? I saw on their Twitter today they said it's in the works, so keep an eye on for it. Farong Talk says, update your Exodus wallets, guys. Absolutely. Question about Robinhood as well. I like Robinhood a lot. They're supposed to be coming out with the beta testing tomorrow, so they'll be Tuesday, whatever time that happens to be for you guys. Robinhood's cool. Zero trading fees is very cool. Their ICO underwriting service is super cool. I really, really like that. To know that they've already done the making sure this is not a scam part. Fantastic. You do have to have that, guys. Bring on the newbies. Yeah, man, the more people, the better. The more people, the better in the space. This is the thing. If you want that $400,000 Bitcoin, you have got to have more people buying Bitcoin, guys, and it's happening every day. So to all those people who are out there being dicks on whatever boards, they're going to be left behind. GRX, anyone? It's a lending platform. Haven't looked into it. Now this is an interesting one, by the way. You guys are mentioning mining and stuff. I think this is very interesting. Cyberbank. If you don't know who Cyberbank is, they are Russia's biggest bank. In fact, they're the state-owned bank. They have like 10,000 branches all across Russia. They've bought up like all the graphics cards in Russia. Amazing. Amazing. They're going to go hard into mining. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Very interesting story, actually. Now, part of it was, of course, they come out and say, well, we're not trying to use it for business. We just want to protect ourselves from scammers. Just come out and say you guys are mining Ethereum, like, massively. That's okay. Get amongst it. That's cool. Don't get stuck holding the Bitcoin Cash bag. Says Crypto Rose. Bittrex has yet to release Bitcoin Gold, says Disco Dan C. That is, of course, always the problem with putting your money on an exchange. You're not in control of your money. Somebody else is. It's a problem. That being said, Bitcoin Gold has done pretty good in the past day. I think we were up to about $600 at one point. Was it $600? $500 at one point with Bitcoin Gold. So it was doing very well for a little while over the weekend. Has come back down massively. Now the question, I think, to really ask about Bitcoin Gold, will it ever do much of anything? Is it actually going to solve any problems? Don't think so. If you think that by moving mining to GPU cards that it's solving a big problem, while you're simply moving the centralization to NVIDIA and AMD. I'm surprised that NVIDIA and AMD haven't actually released mining-specific GPU cards. I'm sure the people in the gaming community would be much happier if they did. Blockchain Revolution, do you think anyone will offer Bitcoin Gold mining contracts? I do not. Blockchain Revolution, I guess it's possible, but I don't think that they will, to be honest. It just doesn't seem to have the community support. It doesn't seem to have many people behind it. Look at Bitcoin Cash. Love or hate Bitcoin Cash, let's just leave that aside. Bitcoin Cash has a massive amount of support behind it. And I know a lot of that support is coming from the big corporate players and the big blockers and all this stuff, but there's actually a lot of community support behind it too. And that is something that I really always try to keep an eye on, is that people out there actually really like Bitcoin Cash. And I understand why they do. And that because of that, you know, you can't discount that factor when it comes to the long-term ability for this to stick around as a viable cryptocurrency. Bitcoin Gold, though, who's excited about Bitcoin Gold? Has anyone been, saying, oh, Bitcoin Gold, best stuff ever? Nah, that's something I haven't heard anyone say. Patty Man, the Genesis mining Bitcoin contracts are still available. They don't seem to be as popular now. Yeah, Patty Man, the problem is, look, I bought some, but you got to keep it real. That's a heck of a long time to wait, until the end of February. With that kind of price action, it's tempting, but still, it's a long time to wait. Obviously, home mining is the best if you can do it. I like to outsource mine for reasons already mentioned earlier in the video, but there are other options out there too, guys. It's just that almost everyone's sold out. You can try and keep an eye on Hashnest, for example. You can actually buy a miner over at Hashnest. That is Bitmain's cloud mining company. They'll basically, for $1,500, you buy a miner, they put it on the shelf, they plug it in, they mine for you. Via BTC, you can mine Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, or Litecoin. So there's other options out there in the marketplace. Hashflare, cheapest terahash going at the moment, actually. It's funny because they did this little turnaround, screwed their client base up completely, screwed everyone over, and put their prices up, but now actually they're the cheapest people in the business. Funny that. And then, of course, Bitcoin.com, you can go over there and mine Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, although I'm pretty sure they're only going to be mining Bitcoin Cash from here on out. Crypto Rose. Remember the good old days when Bitcoin contracts started mining as soon as you bought them? I do remember those, Crypto Rose. Now, that being said, you can get Bitcoin mining contracts that do start today. They just cost more. If you go over to Via BTC, for example, yeah, you'll start mining today, but they cost about $300 a terahash, $400 a terahash. Way too expensive. Hashing 24, they've been up at about 300 and something a terahash. They sell out nonstop. Wow. Michael Wiener, Bitcoin Cash will get a second pump. Ver hasn't put his money in yet. Interesting. Will he ever? Will he ever? Maybe he believes in it too much. And that, again, brings up the point about Bitcoin Cash, is that people believe in it. They really do. So he might not sell. He might be waiting for that moonshot. He's saying, no, Bitcoin Cash will be $10,000 is what Roger Ver is thinking. And he might not be wrong. Let's think about this. Let's look at Bitcoin today. You guys know I'm massive on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's my baby. $100 billion. let's imagine the $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. That's the $60,000 Bitcoin, guys. With a $60,000 Bitcoin, let's just say, for example, Bitcoin Cash stayed at the same level. You know, and that, I mean, same level as in the percentage stays the same. So we would see at that point, what, a $220 billion market cap for Bitcoin Cash, or a $13,000 Bitcoin Cash. Patty Man, so why not just use Hashnest if you buy the miner and they just set it up? What's the catch? Patty Man, great question. The catch is they're sold out all the time. I have never seen them in stock at Hashnest. I think they have some kind of insider list or something. They sell out basically straight away. But I would love to get in on some Hashnest action if I ever could. But they're always sold out. Anytime I've looked, sold out. But this is another problem. When you do see something like that, it is usually sold out, unfortunately. So that is the catch, Patty Man. Interesting questions, all. Thinking about the future of Bitcoin Cash. Next question we have here: why is there so much hate towards Electroneum? I don't know if it's hate necessarily towards Electroneum, Anna, but I'll answer your question. Look, I'm not an Electroneum fan, but I'm not an Electroneum fan for the same reason I'm not a Bitcoin Gold fan, as an example. Electroneum doesn't really bring anything to the table. It doesn't solve anything. It's a very simple fork off of a crypto note algorithm, and okay, it's a privacy enabled thing, but they don't even talk about that in their white paper. Had a really good marketing team. They got a lot of people excited about it, which that factor itself, it may keep a community going, but I don't know. It just doesn't really do anything. It doesn't solve anything. They've got a mining simulator on your phone, which I have always highly suspected probably just steals and sells your data to people because they're a marketing firm. That's what they do. That would be a great idea. Get people to willingly download a program that will give you all of their data. Don't know. That's just my conspiracy theory about Electroneum, though. I hold almost every other good project other than Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Hey Lark, have you checked out Quash yet? Looks very promising, like OMG. I have not looked at Quash yet. I have not. There's a lot of good projects out there. Just haven't had time to look into. Ides of March. I'm going to dump your coins so hard, Richard Ellis. Deb Holtz. If Vertcoin is halving in December, it should rise. I agree, Deb. For those of you guys who don't know what halving is, the block rewards for Vertcoin are halving pretty soon, which means quite possibly. There are some important people that hate Electroneum. Fluffy Pony from Monero. That guy's name is great, Fluffy Pony. I chose the wrong name for my YouTube channel. It should have been the Fluffy Lark. That's great. Have you heard about quantum computing crashing Bitcoin? Asks Rockface. Yes, of course I have. That is one of the things that you got to keep in mind. Quantum computing does present a possible threat to things like Bitcoin if Bitcoin cannot develop itself. This is one of the worrying things about the Bitcoin civil war that we've seen going on, is that it's actually an inability for the people who need to come to the table and talk to each other to come to the table and talk to each other. If you think that the big money interests wouldn't be willing to kill it in order to make a buck, oh, they would. Oh, they would. Come on, guys. We can now see that this altruistic letter put out by the SegWit2x guys was actually just a ruse to then pump Bitcoin Cash, which they had wanted to do for the whole time anyway. If Bitcoin can develop itself in a nice, natural, and positive way, I don't think quantum computing will be a problem. But if it can't, it will be. Projects like Nexus, which is one of the reasons why I love Nexus, developing already with the idea in mind, quantum computing is the problem of the future. We're building the blockchain of the future now, so when the future comes, we're not left out. Hourglass, I love it. Bitcoin fans tripping out, and I'm over here chilling with all my Neo. Smiley face. I love that comment, man. That's great. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Peter McIver, the Waiheke Island fire alarm just went off. Oh, good times. I used to live pretty close to the fire station, just up above the library, so yeah. Oh, I remember that time. Good times. Crypto Unicorn asks, why is IOTA on the rise? IOTA was big time undervalued for a long time. That, I think, is one of the big reasons why we're seeing a big rise come in IOTA. So, ooh, up to 64 cents. You go, IOTA. You go. Keep it classy. Keep it classy. I like it, IOTA. Look, IOTA was way down for a long time. IOTA is an amazing project. If you haven't looked into it yet, it's good stuff, IOTA, guys. It's really good stuff. Zero transaction fees, Internet of Things, microtransactions, all that fun stuff. It will be big. $1.83 billion. Still low. Still a lot of potential moving forward for that. Michael Wiener, have you heard of the Tether conspiracy? This is the US dollar Tether conspiracy. I've heard some bits about it, Michael, but I can't really comment on it. I haven't looked into it enough, but God, there's a lot of conspiracies floating around out here. Kevin Thomas, do you think it's best to invest in only altcoins at this point in the game? I don't think so, Kevin. Although I love altcoins, I'm still 50-50. It's not like I'm getting rid of my Bitcoin. Absolutely not. Still, Bitcoin is well worth investing in. Even with the big attacks that are going on, Bitcoin is maintaining market dominance. There will be more attacks. Bitcoin remains strong. This has been one of the biggest attacks on Bitcoin ever. So something to keep in mind. Zaphirox, the VIA BTC contract period is as long as your machine is profitable. Does that mean that your contract ends if Bitcoin dips hard? Zaphirox, well, yes, but it's I think it's like a 10-day or a 30-day period. I don't remember the exact contract details, but it's not just, okay, one day there's a dip in Bitcoin, your contract's forfeited. It has to actually be over time if it's unable to produce that. Have you heard about Crypto 20? I have heard about it, but I haven't looked into it. BitConnect is owned by the Queen of England. The Queen of England. She's not so clever. Oh, goodness. BitConnect. BitConnect, guys. What to do with that? Interesting. New Earth administration posted up. Lisk in talks with Google. Interesting. Interesting. I like Lisk, guys. Lisk's a great project. Still definitely something to keep your eyes on if you haven't looked into Lisk yet. It's still good. Of course, you missed out on getting it at the super cheap prices it was at the other day, but you might still see some dips moving forward on that. But it was at about $4 the other day, which is a pretty decent price to pick up Lisk these days, without a doubt. Brinks Mining, the average machine is profitable for about 2 to 3 years, depending on upkeep. Though that changed quickly when the Bitcoin price boomed, old hardware became profitable again. There you go. Especially if your electricity prices are cheap enough, guys. That really keeps it going. Lisk will be $10 soon, says Crypto Rose. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Crypto Pirate. Actually, BitConnect re-registered. They have a new official name. The whole Queen of England thing is fake news. Not a fan of BitConnect, but I hate fake information. Crypto. Oh, are they being serious, Crypto Pirate? I didn't even realize that. I thought someone was just making a joke. Was there actually a news story that the Queen of England owns BitConnect? I just thought that was for fun. That's a ridiculous story. If so. But yeah, somebody messaged me the other day with saying that some insider information about BitConnect, and you know, I've got to expose the story and stuff, but it didn't make sense to me when I saw this paper. I'm sure if you guys are BitConnectors and you know, you saw this piece of paper saying that they're going to deregister their company, but they're actually just re-registering. I thought that would be the case this time. I actually thought they'd be re-registering outside of the UK, maybe in the British Virgin Islands or in St. Kitts and Nevis or something like that. But they stayed in the UK. They just changed their company type, I'm pretty sure. BitConnect users in the USA are going to jail. Oh, yeah, I do worry about some people. Disco Dan C, I'm holding a BitCash bag right now, Bitcoin Cash. I need to dump it. Oh, yeah, tough times. If you bought, oh, for the people who bought Bitcoin Cash at like $2,000, ouch, ouch, tough times indeed. But like I said, Bitcoin Cash does have the potential to move forward as a very valuable altcoin if the miners who have manipulated everything so much to this point stay with it. Crypto numbnuts would never give anyone, and for sure not BitConnect, my Bitcoin or any coin. Michael Wiener, why would banks use Ripple when they build their own blockchain? Well, Michael, the question is, if every bank builds their own blockchain, not so useful. If, for example, you are HSBC Bank, and you've got your own blockchain and you transfer back and forth between your different branches around the world, well, okay, maybe. But what Ripple really wants to do is interbank transfers. So the Bank of Japan can transfer to the Bank of Thailand, which can transfer to HSBC, which can transfer to a bank in New York. All those transactions could have happened right there within a 5-minute period on one blockchain that is not part of any of those banks. So, not a Ripple fan, but I definitely see that they are bringing value to the banking sector. Crypto Rose, just keep investing in loser altcoins. Stay away from BitConnect if you want to not make money. There you go. Yeah, you know, gosh, there's a lot of contentious subjects in the cryptocurrency world. Bitcoin, love it or hate it. People on one side of the aisle or the other. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. It's crazy. Can't we all just get along, guys? Lots of love to everyone in the crypto space, of course. Everyone's got their stuff. I think the important part is respecting the other side. I always try to do that, guys. Even if I don't like a project, gotta respect the other side of the argument. If people are making money, that's cool. It's not your money. It's their money they're putting in. Let them take any risks they want to take if that is really their thing. I just try to lay it out for you guys saying, hey, have you guys thought about this? Might not be such a good thing. Think twice before you act. Always a good thing. What's the advice? Is it measure twice, cut once? Well, maybe you should think 7 times, invest once. Ooh, Farang Talk. MasterCard have ordered BitConnect to remove their logo from their website. Not surprised. Not surprised. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. Okay, guys. We're jumping out on that one for today. Thank you so much to everybody who has jumped into the chats today. Really interesting questions. Really interesting dialogue going back and forth. As always, of course. great times in the live chats. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining these chats, for subscribing to the channel, for hitting that like button. You guys make all of this possible, helping me fuel my my addictive hobby to cryptocurrencies. It's a great time, guys. Thank you so much. Long live the blockchain. And peace out till next time, guys.